Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. Well, the results are in from today's contract vote by Hawker Beechcraft Machinists, and they are overwhelming. A whopping 90% voted to reject the contract, with 89% voting to strike at 1 minute after midnight on Monday. KAKE's Natasha Trelfa now live at the Kansas Coliseum with the latest. Natasha.
Well, Larry, in a landslide decision that came down just a couple of hours ago, machinists with Hawker Beechcraft rejected a contract proposal and have officially decided to strike.
1 day longer! And 89% of this membership voted to strike this company. Yeah!
We came out and showed Dan D. Markowski who's boss. He thought that we'd accept the contract and go with it. He now sees 90% to strike.
It's a battle that's been brewing, and it finally boiled over as Hawker Beechcraft Machinists decided to strike in an overwhelming vote.
Tomorrow night at midnight, he can analyze the strike situation out there in Salina, Kansas, and across town here in Wichita.
We're still all getting treated like crap, and we're done being put up with it, and we're going to start standing for what is right.
When votes were counted, 90% of workers had rejected the recent contract proposal. 89% voted to strike. As the numbers came through, cheers erupted, though union leaders say they weren't surprised.
Analyze this! Analyze this!
You know, the membership spoke. This negotiating committee tried to tell the company. This company's been insulting this membership, telling them the CESTA workers are worth 4 times as much as they are. And, you're going to be insulted for so long.
Now as workers get ready to head to the picket lines, they say they're always ready to negotiate, but they're not going to make the first move.
The ball's back in their court now.
The workers will start setting up the picket lines tomorrow night. They officially go on strike at 12:01 Monday morning. And, of course, we will have much more on this strike coming up on KAKE News at 6:30. We're live at the Kansas Coliseum. Natasha Trelfa, KAKE News.
And that vote to strike comes as no surprise after a long, hot day at the Kansas Coliseum. Our team coverage now continues with KAKE's Caroline Brady.
Temperatures not the only thing heating up the atmosphere here at the pavilion at the Kansas Coliseum. What are you expecting today? Is it going to be a pretty rowdy day?
Hope so.
Hawker Beechcraft Machinists were up bright and early Saturday morning, and they had but one word on their minds.
Strike! 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 Strike!
They arrived hours before the polls opened, ready to respond to the contract proposal presented by the company earlier this week.
The company's trying to tell these people this is the best contract ever, and they know it's not.
Worst contract in 22 years. The mood's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, it's. I can't describe the mood out there. I've never seen it. I've worked out there 30 years and never seen it like that ever.
What's going on, brother?
With every passing minute, more workers arrived. Cars, trucks, and motorcycles quickly filled the parking lot as people lined up at the door, ready to roll.
We're striking, and we mean business.
I hope we strike. Gonna strike, probably. I hope.
After a week in the media spotlight, workers enjoyed some unexpected support.
And I just think I ought to come out and support them. Being retired, I've got the time to do it, and I'm even going to walk picket line.
Union members still upset about that contract proposal that floated around the plant earlier this week featuring the union logo without the union's permission. What will happen with that, we'll just have to wait and see. In Park City, Caroline Brady, KAKE News.
Meanwhile, Hawker Beechcraft officials sent out an official response saying, and this is a quote, Hawker Beechcraft Corporation is disappointed with the union membership's decision to vote against what the company believes is a fair and equitable package. The company's offer was the best offer made to employees in more than 20 years. The company addressed every major issue brought to the bargaining table by union leadership, as the proposed package contains increased wages, more choices in health care plans, and improved medical, dental, vision, and pension benefits. Well, company officials also say all Hawker Corporation facilities will be open and operating in Wichita and Salina, and all shifts should report for the normal first shift hours unless told otherwise by supervisors. The HBC call center will be available for employee questions beginning at noon on Sunday. And stay with KAKE News for continuing coverage of the Hawker Beechcraft contract vote. We'll have more from Natasha coming up at 6:30 tonight and at 10, in addition to our web channel at KAKE.com.